If I was stuck on a desert island for the rest of my life, but I knew I was going to get one meal every day for the rest of my life, hands down, meatloaf. Here's why. Comfort food, plenty of protein, and easy for the guy to make. I want that, like, fast, same recipe each time. No room for error. Like it a lot. I think that plan works out for everybody, meaning me. I don't really care what you guys eat on the island. This show's about me. Welcome back to whatever it is that I'm calling this. I'm in between calling this like Dantalks or Dan Speaks or Dan Teaks. I want to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about my beef at the Lakeview Amphitheater here in Syracuse. I'm going to talk about who I think wins the divisions in each conference in the NFL, and some music recommendations and some words of encouragement. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. First, I want to start with the beef. I went to go see John Mayer last night, his tour for everything, which by the way was very good. John, what a talent. Very good. Highly impressed. Played all the hits, played some new stuff. The trio, the acoustic, the whole band, he's very good. But anyway, the amphitheater. In Syracuse we have this place called the Lakeview Amphitheater, and it's right on the edge of Onondaga Lake, which the whole city kind of surrounds. And it faces out, and there's like seating on the lawn, and it's, well, I mean, it's an amphitheater. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. The issue that I have isn't with the venue itself. It's great. It sounds fantastic. Clean, very spacious, well run. I enjoy the amp, but the parking situation makes me want to break things. So yesterday there was a lot of rain in Syracuse. I get that, and parking can be tough when it becomes like a swamp. Sure, understandable. But there's this huge parking lot that runs right up to the amphitheater that you could park right next to the amphitheater, and they shut it down. That's not a big deal. There's other parking lots for the amphitheater. We parked in the brown lot, which is on a hill, under a hill. It's hard to explain, but we were pretty close. We're like halfway through the orange lot, but we have to cross a bridge over an overpass on the highway to get to the parking lot. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. I didn't think the walk was going to be that long. I was wrong. I'm proving myself once again to not be very bright. It was like a 35-minute walk from the car to our seats at the amphitheater. Here's my beef. We were all in cars. We were totally capable of parking. There was only one part of the parking lot that really nobody should have parked in, and it felt like lazy that they just said, no, we're not going to open up this big old parking lot that everybody can easily park in and move themselves towards the amphitheater quicker. Instead, we walked a half an hour to go to this venue, and we had to leave the show a little bit early just so we could get to our car and leave the parking lot on time to beat traffic. Very, very specific beef, but one that I am passionate about. But that's it. Once again, the John Mayer show was stellar. The amphitheater is great. Like it a lot. The parking situation yesterday was a mess. Someone talk to me. I'll become in charge of the parking situation, and it'll be great. Trump hands. Stellar.
Either one.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk right now about sports for a second. I want to start with the intro. I'm starting the AFC because I think the AFC is going to be the more boring conference of football this year. Nothing against them. I just think the NFC made bigger moves in the offseason and they look better, and I'll get into it more. So I'm starting the AFC East, and the Patriots are the overwhelming favorite. If you disagree with me, you don't watch football. The Jets and the Bills and the Dolphins, who's coming close? Nobody. It's not even close. The Pats win. I don't even know why I had to say it. The AFC West, I think, is going to be a really close race. That's a very evenly matched, equally difficult division to play in. I'd have to give the edge to either the Broncos or the Raiders, and I think this is where the difference is going to be. Trevor Siemian is a really good quarterback. Don't let anybody lie to you. He's an incredibly talented guy with incredible football IQ. It just takes time to get him used to the pressures of the pocket, but it doesn't look like he has any issues there. He's really confident. He looks cool and collected. He just needs to make better throws. I think his mechanics is what was wrong, but if you look at the difference between even his last game last year and his preseason games now, he looks like a totally different player. He looks really strong. I like the way he looks. I know it's only preseason, but preseason does mean a lot more than people give it credit for. And Trevor Siemian looks great. On the other hand, Oakland did gain Marshawn Lynch, and the biggest thing that any football team will tell you makes a difference is a vocal leader, a guy that makes a difference and people can rally around. Football is so much. It's an emotional sport. It's an emotional game. You need to be on your toes at all times, and you need to know what you're fighting for at all times. And Marshawn's not the guy that's going to let people forget that, especially considering he's playing in his hometown. Derek Carr's a good quarterback. Marshawn Lynch is still a good running back. But I think I'm going to have to give the edge here to the Broncos. The Broncos have kept a very similar squad. They were plagued by injuries last year. That defense is still strong. They have Von Miller, Trevor Siemian, and a really good wide receiving core. I have to give this one to the Broncos. Sorry, Raider Nation, but the Broncos take this season. In the AFC North, probably the most entertaining division to watch in the AFC, just because it's full of rivalries. And I would probably say the best rivalry in football now between the Steelers and the Ravens. This season, once again, will be the year Pittsburgh wins that division. But I think even more so, they'll come out stronger than they did last year or any year we've seen in the last 5 years, because Big Ben has announced this is his last season. We'll see how this goes with Le'Veon Bell and everything, but watch out for Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to be really tough. The AFC South is a train wreck. You used to be able to say that this wasn't a close race because of Andrew Luck, but Andrew Luck, from what reports are saying, can hardly even throw the ball anymore without getting hurt. I don't know what to make of the situation in Indianapolis. This kind of leaves the division up for grabs, I think. The Colts are a little bit of a mess. Deshaun Watson being the new quarterback in Houston is a big deal for them, and it should give them something to rally around. However, I still think there's something about Marcus Mariota and that Titans team that really, I think they're destined for greatness. People say Mariota's a third-tier quarterback. I think he's really good and smart, strong, physically capable. He can sling the ball 60 yards standing still. I gotta give this a little bit of faith to Mariota and the Titans here. I think that they come in first place in the division, but the Texans and the Colts might scrape up to second or third, maybe even first. I don't know. This division's going to be hard to call, but my heart and gut say Titans. So there we go. That's it for the AFC. We're moving on to the NFC. I think the NFC is better regular season football. There's better teams. It's more competitive. That's more athletic talent in this division. I do think, though, that they're just going to fall apart in the playoffs. That's kind of their thing. And it's no discredit to those teams. It's just because you have to play the Steelers or the Patriots every year, and who wants to do that? And we're starting in the NFC South because I think there's better talent here, and I think this is going to be the most interesting division to watch. A lot of great acquisitions have been made in the NFC South this year. None more interesting than Adrian Peterson to the Saints. This is kind of big news. Adrian Peterson is still a good running back, and he can make a difference on any team. And especially on this offensive scheme that's being run in New Orleans, I think Adrian Peterson becomes a star again, especially considering he might be the go-to man because Drew Brees can't carry the weight that he's used to carrying in past seasons. Drew Brees, as we've seen, has become old. That's just a thing that happens in football. And especially, it's more noticeable in quarterbacks. If your shoulder gets messed up, you can't throw, and that's the main part of your job. Carolina gets Christian McCaffrey out of Stanford, and that's a great pickup. Christian McCaffrey owned the Pac-12 when he played in college. Great running back, and much like Le'Veon Bell, but I think a little bit faster. He can go out on a passing route and catch a pass and get you 4 or 5 yards more after the catch. Cam Newton having Christian McCaffrey makes the option more viable in the NFL, especially considering that the whole offense that they run in Carolina is based around Cam Newton and his ability to run the ball. We just haven't seen it been that prevalent. Cam's been stuck in the pocket. There's not a running back that can kind of shake guys up and make them believe that he's going to run an option play or pitch it to the outside. Not a lot of guys have that kind of speed. McCaffrey does. This gives Cam the opportunity to fake guys and make them think twice and read a defense, because they might run up on Christian McCaffrey and have all of this open space for Cam to run right up the middle for an easy 4 or 5 yard gain. This is huge for Carolina, but the biggest threat to the Falcons this year is in their own division, and it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I said it from day one, and I will say it again. No matter what his off off-field issues were. Jameis Winston is a star stud, incredibly talented, prolific quarterback. Much like Mariota, who drafted with him, he is a savant. Nobody I've seen that young knows football and his position better than Jameis. And this is the year that Jameis becomes famous Jameis. He's going to be a star. He'll be a stud. I think Tampa Bay wins the NFC South this year. That's a bold prediction, I know, but I'm going all in on the Bucs this year. Going up north, the NFC North. I'm a little biased, Lions fan. Let's just get this out of the way. The Bears are going to be the worst team in the division. That kid from North Carolina looks like he's going to be a good quarterback, but it's not going to make a difference. The ownership's bad. The team's bad. Before the team on the field is good, the team in the office has to be better. That's the issue in Chicago. The Bears will be last in the division. Bold prediction, not really. The Vikings have the best defense in the NFL as it stands right now from what I've seen in preseason and in the ESPN predictions and Fox's predictions. I just think the Vikings look like the better defense, but can they score? That's the big thing. If you can't score, then the defense has nothing to protect. The Packers are the favorite. I understand that because history goes with green and yellow. But I gotta give this to the Lions here, and I'm playing home. Probably I'm playing favoritism in a big way. I just want to believe this is true. But we do have Matthew Stafford, who looked really great. Our defense has improved a huge amount. We look strong in the preseason, and I know 16-0 or 0-16. I get that, yeah, preseason. No, I don't care, man. I believe in us. Honolulu Blue, baby! In the NFC West, I think you just have to give this one to the Hawks. The Chargers and the 49ers look really bad. Not any disrespect to their fan bases, they just don't look like they know what they're doing, and they've been in rebuilding seasons for the past 10 seasons. So I don't know, we'll see. But I just think the Seahawks have a better overall team. There's a lot of mojo, a lot of momentum going into that team. It's hard for me to not vote for Seattle. I'm going to Seattle out of this division. The NFC East, this is the one I save for last because this is the one where everybody likes to talk crap about. This is all the bandwagon fans. Here we go. All right, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're not going to like this. I don't think you guys are going to be that great this year. I think you had a really good season last year. Congratulations, but you're not going to have that stellar of a season this year. Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. I just don't know if he fits that team really well. I just don't think he has that leadership quality. He fell apart right at the end. I don't know. We'll see. But I just don't think the Cowboys have it in them. There's too many issues off the field. I don't feel like the coaching staff has a good rein in on the team, a lot of good leadership on that team. It's lacking in a lot of places, but the intangibles are the thing that they're lacking most. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be that good. The Eagles will be alright. Carson Wentz is a stud. I think he's really good. Defense is key. We'll see if the Philadelphia Eagles can pick up the defensive slack. I don't know if they can, but the G-men are definitely a not-win scenario here. The Giants aren't in a great position to win here. The same kind of situation as the Cowboys, where there's not a lot of leadership on and off the field. They seem like a mess. I don't know. And I also just don't think Eli has it anymore, and he never really had it to begin with. But if anybody wins the division, I think the Redskins look really good. Fast, young, tough, smart. I think Washington takes this and hopefully changes their mascot name because it's god-awful. Alright, that's it. Those are my divisional picks. Thank you for this listening to me rant about sports. I got two more things to say. First thing, I want to go back and talk about music for a second. Please go check out John Mayer's deep track stuff and his new album, The Search for Everything. If he's coming to a town near you, I know he's at the end of the tour, but if he's coming to a town near you, go see him. It's so worth it. I also discovered Dawes. Dawes opened for John, and they're stellar. That's the reason my mom went, was to go see Dawes. I think they're awesome. They have a really cool sound. Go listen to the song, All Your Favorite Bands. It's really sweet. I like it. My biggest musical recommendation of the week, though, is that the brand new put out a new album called Science Fiction, and it's a modern masterpiece. It's so good. If you like any of the brand new stuff, this album is a breath of fresh air. It's gorgeous, stunning, stem to stern, a really good album. I've had it on repeat all week, and I'm not sick of it at all. I don't think I'll ever get sick of it. I love this album. Please go support these guys. My last bit of beef is with the internet and people who run it. I'm upset. When I was in college, the only thing that helped me survive, tests, essays, and the crashing that I had from Adderall was Vines. And I can't watch them anymore unless it's on YouTube. I had a data bank. 3,000 Vines that I liked and thoroughly enjoyed. And Twitter just said, nope, you're done, and took it away from me. I want my Vines back. I want it. I want it. It's my comfort food of the internet. Please. Those chicken nugget videos, those 6-second little nuggets of beauty, give them back to me, you bullies. That's the end of the video. It wasn't anything special, but you watched it up until this point, so there's no going back now. If you want to see me talk about anything else, or if you want to argue with me, follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter, I believe it's called. Just a quick message to all of the kids starting up school this semester. If you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, or a grad student, keep doing what you're doing. I'm 24 and I'm just basically starting school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have a dream really that was reasonable. This was my dream, and finally, by the grace of God and the gumption that had been dug deep within me, I'm pursuing my dream at school. I love what I do, and I hope you love what you do. Please finish strong. Let's do this together. Let's make a better culture and get educated people, and go and do the best of our ability. Follow our dreams through, man. I love you. I believe in you. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye. The cops are across the street. Meanwhile, there's a kid on a tricycle just chilling like right across the street. Ain't that America?